I usually don't respond to, well, I'm not going to say I usually don't, because I have been known to respond to other people's comments. But I don't know, man. I just got to find a way to clear this up because my brother Smooth Lee, it appears to me, I don't know, you guys watch his video, but it appears to me that he's rather upset me, you know, and I respect him. I appreciate his content. It's just that his content, I simply had a different viewpoint. That's all, just my viewpoint. And I gave my rationale as to why my viewpoint was what it was. And I didn't, well, maybe you could say I kind of did knock him for his viewpoint because I pointed out as like why his viewpoint may be the way it is from hence it comes from. But it wasn't nothing negative or derogatory, because God darn, man, I enjoy his content. He's entertaining. His viewpoint is, and okay, I lost my connection to my Wi-Fi. Okay, but anyhow, um, his content is conversational. It's something that you can talk about. It's not that what I say is written in stone, even though I bring receipts. Anytime I say something, I bring receipts, you know. But still, even though I bring receipts, it can be debated, it can be talked about. I'm not going to go on here and say, well, some of the things that Smooth just said about me, which is totally untrue, you know. Um, Shit, man. You know, nobody knows better than me that, you know, everything that I'm doing today is my dream, is what I plan to do. And how often do people actually have their dreams and plans materialize? You know? So hell, man, there, 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 there's not a daggone thing unhappy about the big man, okay? But I don't want you guys to think that, I got a problem with Smoothly or I'm arguing with Smoothly. No, I enjoy his content. And when he says something, and if I make a video on that same topic and maybe it's different than his viewpoint, to me it's just a conversation between two grown men. I'm not attacking him, you know? I'm just saying, okay, I'm my viewpoint, this is where it comes from. All right? Maybe I might say, well, his viewpoint, this is where I see his viewpoint coming from. And this is why he's saying what he's saying. So I'm giving credence to both of them. But what I'm also saying is that you guys basically is being blessed because you're getting two viewpoints from two people who have experience. And so therefore, you have to live your adventure, right? I'm living mine, Smooth live his, everybody else lives theirs. Okay? Like Smooth said, he don't do it for the paycheck. Well, if you look up my channel, you'll see that I don't make no money. I don't make no money. Nope, I don't make no money, man. And that ain't no lie. I think somehow or another people look it up and they can see that what you make and this, that, and that. Smooth make more money than I do. I don't make no money. Shit. So my thing is, I'm doing it simply to give you guys, the people who stumble across my vlogs, to give you a heads up as to like what to look out for and to give you an idea of why you should come here, what to expect when you come here, and that you can come here. And if your thoughts and your dreams is in line with the things that I was seeking when I was coming here, then what I have to say in my vlogs would not only be entertaining to you, but would be educational to you. It would be beneficial to you because, yeah, man, I made a lot of mistakes when I first came in, a lot of mistakes. But what they say, when you give lemons, what you do, you make lemonade. You see? And I'm trying to tell you, man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna candy coat this. I'm not gonna lie. Life has challenges. If you live in, you're gonna have challenges. Anything worth having, it's not gonna be a cakewalk. It's not gonna be gravy. It's not gonna be easy. But man, I wouldn't trade not 1 minute, 1 second. I wouldn't trade nothing for the time and years that I've spent here in the Philippines because it has developed me as a human being. I have seen things that I never would have seen in Ohio. I have experienced things that I never would have experienced in Ohio, you see? And I'm just telling you, good people, you know, the life is out there for you to live. All you got to do is have the balls to live. Don't be afraid to live, you see? And you can plan and plan and plan and plan, and you'll spend your whole life planning. Let me tell you a quick story. I had a buddy. He was the principal of the school when my kids were in elementary school, and we became buddies. Because why? We bumped heads often. We got into it, and we became business partners. And he had a beautiful Rolex watch that he paid a ton of money for, and he wouldn't wear it. He would just sometimes go to his, like I'd be there. He'd go in his room, get his watch out, and put it on. And say, "Big man, look at this." I said, "Man, that's beautiful." I said, "But when you go wear it, Tally? When you go put it on?" Well, long story short, Tally kept that watch in the box. He looked at it occasionally, and when Tally died, his wife gave it to the mailman. His wife gave it to the mailman as a Christmas gift because they were all friends. They were all, you know, somehow or another they were friends. Tally, the mailman, his wife, they were all friends. She gave a watch to the mailman as a Christmas gift. Tally never wore the watch, never went out nowhere and enjoyed the watch. What am I trying to say? Man, a plan is good. I definitely say you need to have a plan. But at the same time, you need to live your life. You don't need to make your plan according to what I say or what nobody else say. Make your plan with a mental level playing field, meaning you've taken everything in consideration and what you consider to be important and valuable, you make that as a priority. And then you go, man. You navigate. You get out. Don't be like 85% of the people in the USA that never been on a plane. You see, and I'm gonna just tell you this, okay? So you know where I'm coming from, and Smooth know where I'm coming from. You know, I'm I I never said nothing bad about Smooth, and I think today is the second or third time that Smooth has said bad stuff about me, which he has no knowledge of. How you gonna tell somebody that I'm unhappy? How you gonna tell somebody that it's not working out for me? You don't know. Don't nobody know that. You don't know that. If it's not working out for me, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have obtained the the physical things that I've obtained since I've been here, nor would I have uh, enjoyed myself as much as I have since I've been here. So what I want to tell you is this, is that my viewpoint comes from my experience and what I would call my slip ups, my mistakes, things that didn't equate to my success. I'm not going to say it didn't equate, it didn't contribute to my success. It didn't equate success, meaning that it was a bump in the road, it was a tribulation. And I could tell you some of the things that, were tribulations, but it added to my adventure. You follow me? It added to my adventure. So that's where I'm speaking from, right? Smooth, from what I know, from what he has said, is that his most his main source of information in regards to the Philippines comes from his wife. She's a Filipina who's been living in the USA for I don't know how many years, whom every so often they vacation in the Philippines a couple of weeks or whatever on however many occasions they do. And so that's his source, that's his encyclopedia. That's where he's gathering all of his concepts that he's relaying to you. So what I'm saying is this, is you take the two sources and how they get their information, and that's what you got. Now, I have no qualms with how Smoothly gets his information. I ain't got no problem with that. I got no qualms about his opinion. I ain't got no problems with that. It's just that I have a conversation about it because for instance, if you say bring your woman to the USA that you meet in the Philippines, well, I say, okay, well, wait a minute, yeah, you can do that, but you're not a loser if you can't bring her here or you don't bring her here. I say, but if I was you, I wouldn't bring her here. And I go about to explain why not to bring her, you see? Because number one, you got to fill out an affidavit of support. Now, that affidavit of support right there alone is going to nail you for 10 years. If you take that woman to the Philippines, it's going to nail you for the totality of 10 years to support her. And if you don't, and she reports you, your ass is in trouble. Not She don't have to report you because according to that affidavit, you got to report your expenditures for her. I forget how often, but you're required to report. You can't just fill it out, bring her there, and that's the end of it. No, there's follow up on that consistently. Okay, and God forbid she leaves you and go get social services. Man, you effed, because whatever she get on social services, you got to pay it back. Okay, so why that's like my biggest red flag. Why? because a lot of the people that these guys meet, only thing they want is they want to come to the USA. They want to get to the USA so they can navigate. They didn't already talk to people there. They know what they gonna do when they get there. You know, I knew a girl, man, and Honey Grace, and she wanted to get to the U.S. so bad. I knew she wanted to get to the USA, and so she went with this white man to the USA, and it wasn't 6 months. She dumped this sucker, right? She dumped this sucker, and they made this man pay for her in Boston, pay for her apartment, every damn thing, because she knew about the what do you call that, battery. Like if you beat them, threaten them, in the USA you can't even talk, you can't even raise your voice to your woman. You raise your voice to your woman, she can call a man on you, have your ass put out the house, arrested, and all that goes towards this thing where she can leave you and you still got to take care of her. And she could be sleeping with another man every night, but you still go take care of her for 10 years. So there's a whole lot of other things, that went along with that. But, so you know, I just commented on it and to make the people aware of, hey, you don't want to just go out there and bring her to the USA, man, because, you jumping out the skillet into the frying pan, you know? Because why? 9 times out of 10, you don't even really know her. You don't really know her, man. How many years have you spent with her? You come in here a week, 2 weeks, a month, and she's putting on her best front, okay? And that's all you know, other than your video calls, texts, and shit. That's all you know about her. You feel me? You don't know what her long range hustle is. Her long range hustle is if she's an advocate to get to the USA, she got a reason for that. It ain't to be with you. She's not talking about bring me to the USA to be with you. She want to go to the USA to get a job, to make some money. And the same thing you getting, she want for herself and to take care of her family. Overseas foreign worker. But she know if you bring her there, what? She can dump your ass, get another man, you still got to pay, and she get a job, you still got to pay, and the man go give her money for that coochie. Whoever she dealing with, he go give her money. You see? Because if he just dealing with her on a temporary basis, or every now and then, a girlfriend, you understand? He gonna give her money. And it depends on how many of them how many of them she got, is how much money she gonna get. So what am I saying, good people? Don't get Smoothly's video. Don't make it get your panties up in the crotch, because see, I don't know why Smoothly acting so sensitive. I don't know if this is part of his entertainment but to me it sounded like he was really sensitive about it, because he insulted. Hey, listen, the man said, I respect my elders. You don't claim to respect your elders and then say false things about them. That's not respect. That's not showing respect. That's not showing respect. You see, if you disagree with my viewpoint, you got a right to disagree with my viewpoint. Make a video and let the video speak for itself. Express your disagreement and bring receipts in your next vlog. Don't attack me personally. You have nothing to attack me no reason to attack me personally, you know? So my last video, I didn't say it was Smooth, but you know, there is a video with Smooth with a dress on. And the only reason why I said it was because he made false accusations about me. And I just wanted to let him know that I can make accusations about you, Smooth, which is true. I don't have to say false accusations, but none of the accusations should be made. None of them, because it's not necessary. So I hope he listens to this, he understands that this is not personal. It's a conversation. I'm having a conversation about a topic. I'm having a conversation about a topic. And if Smooth disagree with my viewpoint, he could have a conversation with me about the topic. You don't have to insult me and try to make false accusations about me, try to slander me, you know? Shit, man. I couldn't begin to tell you people how blessed I feel every single day. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and pray until 4:30. On the days that I'm not feeling well, I just sat there and meditate. But every day I give thanks and praise for the life that I'm living because I know there's a lot of people that would give everything they got to live this life, to find this kind of happiness. I know they would. There's no question in my mind, you see. And why God saw fit to bestow that blessing on me, I've yet to understand fully why he chose to allow me. And everything that I've asked him for on my journey here and while I've been here, he's given it to me. I have I have no reason to be miserable. You see? No reason to be miserable. None whatsoever. You know? I am very content. But that's not why I make these vlogs. That's not why I'm talking to you people now. I'm talking to you people now is because I want you to understand that there's a mentality that keeps you from achieving your goals. There's a mindset. There's a fear of success that keeps you from achieving your goals. You see? There's a mindset that tells you stay where you are is safe. You ask the psychologist will tell you that a woman very rarely will change. She don't change. She gonna be the same all the way throughout. She won't change. Why? Because a woman has to feel secure. She has to feel confident. She will keep doing the same shit over and over and over again because she know what the results is going to be and she know how to handle to get that result. And so if it's a negative that's going to happen, she knows how to handle the negative and she will keep doing it because she knows how to handle the negative. If it's a positive, she'll keep doing it because the positive is good for her. You follow me? So what am I saying? What I'm saying is that if you want to change, I'm only talking to somebody that wants a change. If you want to keep the status quo, man, change the channel. Don't talk to me. Don't fucking talk to me because I ain't got no info for you to keep your status quo. The info I got for you is that if you want to change, then I can show you how I changed. I can show you what I did. I can tell you what I did. You see, and uh, if you ask me personally, I'll tell you my successes. You see, and my successes way outnumber my failures. Why? Because it takes failures to make a success. Duh. If you don't fail in something, you ain't went nowhere and you ain't going nowhere. Anybody will tell you failures bring about success. When you fail at something, when something is doesn't go right, etc., what happens? You learn, you get stronger, you strengthen it, and you get what? More determined. Your effort gets what? Stronger, more fiercer. Okay? You become a force to be reckoned with. Why? Because you intend to achieve what it is you're looking for. Okay? So that's what the failure does for you. The failure is only, like putting the steel in the fires. It's just making you stronger. But I can show you, I can tell you, my successes far outnumber my failures, you see. And if it's the American dream you're looking for, if you're searching to live that American dream, so forth and so on, then stay there and keep hunting and keep looking for it. Stay there and keep spending your life uh, uh, doing what you're doing. But what I'm trying to tell you is, man, shit. In the USA, I had jobs. I had my own business for 20 something years. I made a lot of money, etc., etc. In the USA, my successes was, as far as I'm concerned, was astronomical. Why? Because I had 6 boys and 4 girls. And all my children escaped. They escaped what the streets had to offer. And they all became successful. So number one, that was an enormous success for me. 6 boys and 4 girls. 6 boys and 4 girls. Not nan one teenage pregnancy. All of them are contributors to society. All of them are practicing Islam. So I'm trying to tell you is that, you may have a plan, but God got a plan. Also, follow his plan. Know what's right. Okay? So, for people get on talking about I'm babbling, I'm not babbling. I'm just having a conversation with you guys. That's why I went live. I went live to have a conversation. I responded to a person's vlog, just having a conversation, because I believe that this mode of entertainment can be educational and it can be a method of holding a conversation regarding issues and topics. And so my thing with the brother Smooth Lee 64 is having a conversation. I'm not trying to insult him, even though I stooped a little low. I made a comment, and that's because I just wanted to let him know that, if you want to say bad stuff, we both could say bad stuff, but that's not what it's really about. What it's really about is you giving your viewpoint and me giving my viewpoint. And we continue that until we stop vlogging. And the people will benefit from what? From both of the viewpoints. We interrupt the flow of the viewpoints when you start calling me names, I start calling you names, and we get into some personal riff. There's nothing personal about this shit. Nothing. Ain't a damn thing. I don't know Smooth Lee personally. So there's no damn way I could have some kind of personal vendetta against him or why he would take what I say personally. I don't know him. I just know his content. You see, I just know his I recognize a man's content and the way he delivers his content, and I respect it, and I dig it. I understand where he's coming from. I believe, you know, and I find it entertaining. Okay, and I know he's not boots on the ground, but his viewpoint is a viewpoint of intellect. You understand? Viewpoint of intellect. And I respect that. I'm not going to get on here and call him names because I say this. No, conversation. That's your viewpoint. Even though I may think some kind of way about it or I may differ, we can talk about it. It's a point to talk about because in talking about it, it brings a reality to the one who's viewing. The person that's viewing it, that person can see both sides. You understand? Can see both sides of the thing. Some people may say, no, man, I'm going to stay here in the States and I'm going to just find me a woman here in the States. Like I mentioned in my other view. I says, hey, if you don't want to come to the Philippines, then what I say, pick a city in the USA where it's full of Filipinos and go there and find you one. Because there's a lot of them in Texas, et cetera, you know. But I can tell you about that too. You know, I've met some, I've dated some in the States, from Chicago and from Texas, that I had personal relationships with. Only one in California that I had a long distance relationship with, but they were basically westernized. They were westernized. But they had the Filipino charm, they had everything, you know, and they had big game. They had Western game. They had game like black women, they had game like white women. They had game, you see? And you could see their strategy. You could see what it was that, at least I could, you could see what it was that their purpose was for dealing with you, you see? And all of them had a purpose for dealing. And I'll just put it to you like this: like some girls, they have jobs. Most of them were home care, workers. Like they stayed in the facility or their patient. It was a nursing home or if it was their personal home. They stayed. They lived there in that facility with them 4 days, 5 days, whatever. They stayed there with them, and then they would come out on their off days, and they lived with a relative. Now, those girls that I dated like that, they had two main purposes. You see, they had a short term, which was they would come with, and both of them would do the same thing. They would come with one of those rechargeable credit cards, and they would put money on that card. And when they come to my house, they say, go to the store, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy this, buy that, buy this. That was short term. Then as the relationship grows, right, then you got their problems. You got their situations. You got the help that they needed. They need help doing this. They need help doing that. And then if you wouldn't give them no help, and like in my case, I wouldn't give them no help, then, you know, the visits stop. because their short term was to bring you in with them offering you that, this, they go pay for this, they go pay for that, they go do this. You understand? You'll get the oil change, bam, bam, bam. They coming to you. Because see, they live with their people. They don't have their own place. They live with their relatives, you see. One girl, she had an apartment, but she shared it with a relative who was also doing the same thing. So anyhow, what I'm saying is that they were westernized. So you can waste your time, you can go through that deal, you see, or you know you can accept the role of selling your masculinity to achieve what you want. I wasn't going to do neither one. And I had an option. I had a choice. I had an opportunity to, play that role. But that just ain't me. That ain't me. I can't play that role, you know. But it's out there. Whether they Filipino, they black, they white, the the man in the USA has, and if you don't believe me, you can look it up, you can Google it, you know, has the man in America sacrificed his masculinity to accommodate his female partner? Does the man in the USA have to forego his masculinity in order to be successful in the USA? And I'm going to tell you emphatically, without a doubt, you do. Because if you stand on business in the USA, especially if you're black, you will have big problems. Things ain't going to go your way, you see. And it's just a fact, man. It's just a fact. And I'm sure today it's worse than it was when I was back there. But anyhow, good people, here's the throwdown, okay? The throwdown is this. You can have a good life. You can find a real woman. You don't have to sacrifice your masculinity. And if you bring this woman back to the USA, you have damn well better known her some length of time. Because if you don't, you're going to swallow a bitter pill. And like I say, it's only a matter of time. Because remember, short-term and long-term hustle. So if you think, oh, we've been together 3 years. Bro, that ain't shit. Because that affidavit you signed is 10. If she decides to live off of you for 7 and kick you to the curb for the last 3, you done wasted 7 years of your life on some bullshit. You've been played, you've been hustled. And God forbid you're in love with her and you're brokenhearted. You understand? Because if you also, I'll say Google. If you Google, you can find that of Southeast Asian women, the largest population of manipulating women is Filipinos. The best manipulators is Filipina. Hey, don't slam her hand in that door. Look at this. Jamila, go back in the house. Go in the house. Go. Take her in the house, Kiara. Go in the house, Jamila. And you niggas gonna tell me that I'm unhappy. I ain't gonna say nobody jealous, because I don't know. Hey, didn't I tell you to go in the house? Go. All right, good people, I'm out of here. Let me take care of my business. And God bless y'all. Take care. Smooth. Man, don't take it personal, brother. We just having a conversation, man. That's all I'm doing. Tell Mama open that door. Mama. Bro, we just having a conversation. That's all. You know? And if I said anything wrong, if I said anything that offended you, brother, I apologize. You know, because it was not my intention to offend you. But on the same token, I want you to understand that respect for your elders is not making up lies because you mad, because you done got into your feelings. That's not respect. Respect is if you done got into your feelings, you keep your mouth closed. One thing I've learned is that if I'm upset, if I'm feeling some kind of way, if I'm in my feelings, I don't comment, I don't say nothing. That's best. Because what come out your mouth, you can't put it back in. And you didn't say it. And it reveals what's in your head and what's in your heart. And to say the things that you said is not respect. Go back, Jamila. That's not respect. So be true to yourself, big brother. Okay? Okay? Listen, man, I love you. God bless. Don't let nobody tell you I don't, because I do.